Hey people, it is Saturday, it is the 9th of August at 10:03 p.m. or thereabouts. It is a very hot 30 degrees Celsius or thereabouts, feeling even warmer with the humidity. And I'm at the corner of Spadina and Wellington here on the west side of downtown Toronto. We have the Well just right in front of me here. I'm going to take a walk along Wellington for a few blocks, but eventually I'll find my way onto King Street West. We'll take a walk through the Nightlife or clubbing area, which runs along King Street West between Spadina and around Bathurst. But we'll probably check out a bit of Portland Street as well. It's another nightlife street intersecting with King West. And I thought I'd walk along this nice part of Wellington just to take in all the nighttime vibes. It's a very attractive stretch here now. After they built the Well, which is a large retail, office, and residential complex, they transformed this whole stretch of Wellington Street alongside the complex. And it looks fantastic now. And we'll get a peek inside the Well, which is closed now as far as I know, unless there's some special event taking place. I know they have special nights inside the Well where they have movie screenings and jazz nights and that sort of thing. I'm not sure how late those run, but I think the mall itself closes at 9 p.m. over an hour ago. And there are some nice spots across Wellington too. Some patios, some bars and restaurants lining both sides of Wellington here. But this is very quiet compared to what we'll be seeing soon along King Street. There's a look into the Well. I don't hear anything.
It's like right here.
I don't think there's any event taking place tonight there. I was thinking of checking out one of their movie nights though. They sound fun depending on what they're going to be screening. Great city views looking east. I imagine these places are open late if they're licensed bars. All right, maybe I'll cross to the other side of Wellington. Keep an eye out for oncoming cyclists. This is a two-way bike lane here. An awesome old building stock along this part of Wellington, as well as on King Street, which we'll be seeing soon. This place is hopping.
I know it's Sam, it's in my...
Cherry's High Drive.
All things India.
One of the guys was very offended that I was effing vlogging. Oh no. Must have ruined his night out. Some nice buildings here you can live in too, just steps away from all the action if that's your preference. I imagine not everyone would seek that out though. All right, we're at Portland Street. Wellington continues on in a much quieter fashion.
Maybe if I take you with me, so we'll have to come home. And I'm like, honestly, but it doesn't feel actually, to be fair, I have 5 on me.
So we'll head up to King and Portland, and then I'll go along one side of King, and then back down the other side. Maybe go west to Bathurst along the south side of King, and then we'll cross and go east along the north side, just so we can take it all in, you know.
He's so weird.
Is this guy actually gonna squeeze through this little opening here? I guess he is. I always say this is the part of Toronto where people like to come out and show off a bit. And we're at King and Portland. This is sort of like the main intersection of the area. You could say that the Yorkville neighborhood is also an area where people like to show off, but it has a much different vibe than here on King West. And I was worried I might have came a bit too early, but things seem to be in full swing now. In another hour or so, it'll probably be busier though. So there are more places along Portland going north, but the bulk of the activity is along King. It is so hot and so muggy.
Once upon a time. Mine doesn't have a motor. Because I was like, I'm going to.
Oh, the music is sort of all mashing together since the places are so close together, so most of it you can't even tell what it is you're hearing. But this goes on up to about Bathurst. There are some places past Bathurst, but things certainly quiet down a bit after you pass that street. It's not all bars, there's plenty of restaurants also. A lot of the restaurants sort of become clubs though at night. The vibe is much quieter in the daytime hours. You can go and just have a nice relaxing meal at one of the restaurants. But then if you stick around long enough, you might find yourself sitting in something that's more like a club, as people are lined up waiting to get in. Lots of very serious looking doormen and bouncers. Oh, very serious. All right, we're approaching Bathurst. Got a new subway station under construction on the corner here. And across the street as well. All right, we're going to cross to the other side. Got the Wheat Sheaf across the street, the oldest bar in Toronto, as they like to call themselves. I guess it's true. And we'll go east now. It'll take us back to King and Portland, and maybe I'll go up Portland a bit and then back down to King again. Portland is a pretty important street in its own right. Of course, this corner here is just a construction zone, so have to wait about 8 to 10 years before things seem normal around this corner again. This area sort of sprung up as the main nightlife area after the entertainment district, which is east of Spadina, sort of became transformed by condominiums. All the old nightclubs and warehouses in that area were all redeveloped one by one. That was back in the days of the mega clubs. Things have changed quite a lot since those days, but you could argue this is just as vibrant and lively in its own right. It's just different. Things don't stay the same forever, obviously. The nightlife scene changes, it evolves and moves. And this isn't the only nightlife area in the city by any means. There are many others around downtown. You could say parts of Queen West and also Dundas West and Ossington are also very lively nightlife areas. And even Yorkville is known for its nightlife, even if it is a bit of an older, more bougie sort of crowd there. This is sort of like the younger crowd that will one day move on to Yorkville in maybe another 10 years. I've never been a big participant in nightlife, but I'd say the Queen West scene is more my vibe. That's where most of the old live music venues are that have live bands, obviously, and that sort of thing. That's always been what I prefer to do if I were to go out for a night on the town. Just find a table and sit down, watch some bands. So we're going north up Portland here, and I'll cross and go back down the other side, and then we'll continue east along King. Portland does go right up to Queen where it ends. And there's a live music venue right at Queen in Portland, the Velvet Underground. And if you continue along Queen, you'll find many more for a whole different scene. This is the one though where you see the most big crowds on the street and that sort of thing. Maybe Ossington sometimes can be quite busy too. Petty Cash Social House. Oh, I guess I can cross. There's a few more places going further north on Portland towards Queen, but the bulk of it is south of here, south of Richmond. You'll find lots of people cruising around the area in their expensive luxury cars or supercars, similar to Yorkville also. And of course people are dressed to the nines, dressed to impress. There's an example right there. Maybe he's doing his rounds here and then he'll head up to Yorkville and cruise around that area and then head back down here again. I'm not sure what the cruising habits are of supercar owners. I know they like to be seen though. I think I just heard another outraged person sitting in a patio who was aghast at the sight of a guy walking down the street with a camera. I always find that very bemusing. Maybe he's out with his mistress and he doesn't want to be caught on camera. All right, so back along King Street. Have a look at the sort of epicenter. This area can get really rowdy at night though when all the clubs are letting out. And sometimes violent, unfortunately. It's not uncommon to hear about shootings and stabbings and that sort of thing. I'd say a good number of the clubs along here have had some incident or other take place, either inside or outside, involving gunfire, and sometimes, unfortunately, loss of life has occurred. Just recently in the entertainment district, actually, which is a bit further east of here, that very thing happened, just within the last week or so.
Well, Joel, make sure you get it all, eh?
There are still a few clubs hanging on in the entertainment district. They haven't all closed down. I see there's an Alpha's shawarma over there now.
I've been to half of them once. I don't even know where Bathurst is.
I've been here for more than a year now, so I had to
There's a new luxury condo. I always like to see the progress of this. It's been very slow, but progress is being made. At least they have cladding on it now. For a long time they didn't have any cladding whatsoever. That's where Sir Elton John will be living eventually. One of the penthouse units. I wonder how he'll like being above all this hectic chaos on weekends. There's Belfast Love. This place usually has a big lineup. Oh, here we go. Here's the lineup. I was like, where's the lineup? Oh, I found it. Something you never catch me doing. Maybe if it was a bar on Queen West that had a really awesome band that I really wanted to see, maybe I would stand in a line for a little while. But not to go in Belfast Love and do whatever you do in there. Which sounds really annoying to me, to be honest, what goes on in there. So I think I have an idea. This whole stretch sort of reminds me of a show that I used to watch for laughs called Key to the VIP, which was shot in Toronto in the club district at that time, in the entertainment district. There would be a bit of a competition with all these pickup artist type guys to see who could score with the most girls. It was a pretty trashy and silly show, but it was entertaining. But I think that sort of atmosphere is still pretty prevalent here in this new clubbing area. I'm sure that show would still be quite viable in this day and age. Toronto was sort of known around the world as one of the centers of pickup artist activity, actually. I think the most famous pickup artist of all, this guy named Mystery, was one of the Toronto guys.
That is, yeah. When you
All right, getting close to being back to Spadina again. I see places extending to little alleyways between the buildings too. Lots of patio seating and whatnot inside there. Vinny. Well, another busy weekend night here on King West. As I mentioned, on the other side of Spadina, it does continue on with a different vibe though. Not quite as show-offy, I guess you could say, maybe a bit older as well. Crossing Spadina. So I'll walk us east for a bit more along King. There's still things to see. Here's the Spirit of Halloween set up for another spooky season. They open there every year. That bus is jammed. Streetcars aren't operating along King Street for now due to construction. In about another month, this area will all be closed down for the Toronto International Film Festival, actually. No doubt I'll be back to record another video during that event. That runs for 10 days though, so I have a good chunk of time to come at a good time. New buildings on the rise.
It's okay, you don't look retarded. Don't look retarded. You smell that perfume or whatever it is?
I don't know what that guy was rambling on incoherently about.
We're dressing him in cap.
I said I'll pop in with you.
Yes, I can. Hey Mark, they'll give you a compass.
It'll take us through Restaurant Row. We're at King and Blue Jays Way, or Peter Street, heading north.
You gotta come out.
As you walk along here, you can sort of spot the people who are making their way towards that club stretch further west. They're not dressed for this part of King Street, they're dressed for the other part of King Street. We're getting closer to the CBD up ahead. See all the big bank towers looming in the distance.
Not at this one yet, so I let you know.
And here is Restaurant Row. More shawarma. Got the Tiff Bell Lightbox across the street. That's sort of like the headquarters for the film festival. That place will be very busy in a month's time. And crossing John. Let's go to the other side. We'll walk past the theaters That's why this area was called the Entertainment District, although they actually rebranded it to Downtown West. This is the one of the main areas to catch some live shows here. Princess of Wales Theatre. The Lion King is playing here now.
Up, down, especially if they're one minute down as well.
And there's Forma starting to really get some height now. It's a new Frank Gehry designed skyscraper. That's actually just the first of two towers. Another tower will be rising right across on that corner there.
They're nice. Those are nice. They're not even jeans.
Another theater here, the Royal Alex. This is a really sort of big city vibes sort of area to walk through, in my opinion. I love all the tall towers that are sprouting up in the area, but still lots of old historic buildings that are hanging on. Well, it looks like someone's having a medical emergency here. He's being well taken care of. Hopefully he'll be all right. I'm not sure if it's heat related. I have no idea, obviously. So I'll take us to Simcoe Street here. I think we'll end off with one of the coolest views downtown.
Estaban votando de ese apartamento. Ya votaron en apartamento de esa iglesia.
Are you staying here? Yeah, I'm staying in one of those three. Oh, that's nice. I found a really good.
And what is that coolest view, you might be wondering? Oh, this is it. Roy Thompson Hall, CN Tower. Sort of bookended. But that about does it for the Saturday night nightlife walk. We took a walk starting at Wellington and Spadina. Checked out a bit of Wellington, a bit of Portland, and then the liveliest part of King West, where all the clubs are and all the very fancy people. But we continued east along King, just to check out a bit more of the scene. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal as well as via my merch store. Or you can also support the channel by becoming a channel member or by sending a super thanks if you prefer. And you can find me on Instagram also under KContinuum. So thanks for watching, and thanks to all the channel members. And be sure to keep checking back because, as always, I will continue.